Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this video, I'm going to take a look at Mage in Ashes of Outland. I'm going to take a look at all the new Mage cards, and then I'm going to show a bunch of theorycrafted decks that I have built for Mage, to give you an idea of what might be Mage on day one of the new expansion. If you enjoy content like this, please subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon so that you don't miss any notifications. I'm going to make a video like this for every class, and I have actually already done most of the classes. You can find them on my channel. But then Mage. Mage is getting two really good looking legendary cards. Astromancer Solarian, the Mage Prime minion. 2 mana 3/2, spell damage +1, Death Rattle shuffles Solarian Prime into your deck, and Solarian Prime 7 mana 7/7 demon, spell damage +1, Battlecry, cast 5 random mage spells, targets enemies if possible. And that effect is the nuts. Like, if you drop it on an empty board, it most likely will have some burn that goes directly to face. If there's opponent minions on the board, bad things will almost always happen to them. There's just no reason not to run Astromancer Solarian in just about every mage deck there is. The original body of Solarian, it's decent, and it has +1 spell damage, which can be used in just about any mage deck, and the Prime is a huge tempo swing, great value card. And then Evocation. 1 mana, fill your hand with random mage spells, at the end of your turn, discard them. Late game refill, finding burn, finding lethals, combining this with something like Gale Toss, you get some cheap spells, some expensive spells. This is already the first spell of the turn, one more spell after Gale Toss and this, and then the third one is free, and pew pew pew. Just, these are giving Mage so much ammunition. These are just incredible cards, and I think you can put them in almost every Mage deck. You can put Evocation in an aggressive Mage deck. Once you run out of steam, you evocate, see what you get. Maybe you get enough burn to finish the game. Same with Solarian Prime. You can put it in aggressive mage deck. You have spell damage, then you get the Prime minion. Boom, 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 maybe finish the game. You can put them in a slow mage deck. Astromancer Solarian Prime, value. Evocation, value. Just, these legendaries are incredibly strong cards. Other than that, Mage is not getting that much great stuff. Hey, if you get 2 super legendaries, you're not allowed to get a lot of other good stuff. Because there is this no minion mage team this time, pure spell mage. Even more pure than the pure paladin. Not even mage minions are allowed. Except if they're generated by spells, like the Font of Power. 1 mana, discover a mage minion. If your deck has no minions, keep all 3. Encounters flow. Reduce the cost of spells in your deck by 1, and Apex's Blast. Deal 5 damage. If your deck has no minions, summon a random 5-cost minion. Okay, so these are some pretty powerful cards. But if you're going to really build a mage deck that has only spells in it, you're building it from a card pool of less than 40 cards at the moment. That's not a lot of cards. And I'm just not a believer in this archetype. I did build a theorycraft of this, I will show you in a while. But it's still hard to believe. However, Mage is also getting one spell that can be used in more varieties of decks, which is the Netherwind Portal, the new Mage Secret. 3 mana Secret, after your opponent casts a spell, summon a random 4-cost minion. So that's pretty powerful. And it's after your opponent casts a spell, so if your opponent casts like a board clear spell, then the effect takes place, board is cleared, and then you get a random 4-drop. That is an interesting spell. Then Mage gets these 4 cards. Well, there is some more secret support with the Apex's Smuggler. 2 mana 2/3, after you play a secret, discover a spell. Alright, Mage secrets just aren't very easy to play, so it's very hard to get more than 1 spell from the Smuggler. But maybe getting 1 spell from the Smuggler, maybe playing Smuggler even on curve as a 2 mana 2/3, and potentially perhaps getting a spell next turn might be enough value from it. It might do. Then there's Deep Freeze, 8 mana, freeze an enemy, summon 2 3/6 water elementals. Alright, so if you cheat this out with a Dragon Caster, or if you cast this from like a Tortolan Pilgrim, because the target will be random, but this is freeze an enemy, it cannot freeze anything of your own, so if you can cheat this out somehow, then that looks potentially strong. And then 2 mage minions, continuing the tradition of mage minions being not so useful. Imprisoned Observer, 3 mana 4/5 demon, dormant for 2 turns, when this awakens deal 2 damage to all enemy minions. Yeah, delayed tiny AoE damage. Not that hot. And then there's Starscryer, 2 mana 3/1, Death Rattle, draw a spell. Well, it is better than Loot Hoarder. In most cases anyway, it draws a spell specifically, but tutoring abilities can be useful. If you want to draw a spell, yeah, that draws a spell. It's aggressively statted at 3/1, so yeah, that's actually a semi-decent minion. But what kind of mage decks can we build from these tools? I've sorted these decks from the one that I think is least likely to succeed to the one that I think is most likely to succeed. And the one that I don't really believe in, but I tried so hard, had to theorycraft something from this, because this is what Blizzard is pushing, is the pure spell mage. So nothing but spells, but there are so many questions about this, like, should you use the Amazing Reno in this? But the Amazing Reno's hero power is a little bit unreliable. It doesn't really help you do things. Should you use the Mage Quest, Raid the Sky Temple? I have opted to use that because I'm really worried that this deck just runs out of steam. And Raid the Sky Temple will be trivially easy to complete with the deck, so then you will at least have those random mage spells every turn. Font of Power, obviously, if you get to play that on 1, you get some minions that you might be able to play. There's some burn in this deck. Apex's Blast, in this deck of course deal 5 damage, summon a 5-drop, that is strong. Can you build this as a pure aggro deck? I tried to figure out how to build this like a pure burn deck, but I just don't see how you can get the early tempo. So if you can't get the early tempo, then it's really hard to deal enough damage that way. You also can't cheat out stuff very easily. You can't use Dragoncasters, you can't use Kael'thas, so using something like Pyroblast in this deck is very difficult too. So then I opted for this sort of mid-range approach, with Rolling Fireball, Blizzard, providing some board clears. There's some burn, some secrets, some resource generation so that you don't run out. But it seems that minions are actually pretty good things to have in a deck. Next up, Secret Mage. Secret Mage has struggled so hard in the Descent of Dragons and Galakrond's Awakening. It has not been good at all in Standard. But it's getting Astromancer, it's getting Evocation, it's getting the Netherwind Portal. So it's getting some pretty serious tools here. And maybe, just maybe, you can make it work with those. It's just that Mage Secrets are so hard to combine with minions, like the Apex's Smuggler, like the Arcane Flak Mage. Mage Secrets cost so much. That's why there's Ancient Mysteries in the deck, so that you can get some zero-cost secrets, so that you can actually play them together with the synergy minions. And like Cloud Prince, you have to control a secret, but your secrets get procced very early, so often you have to have like that zero-cost secret for Cloud Prince to activate it. And in this version, then there's the Smuggler and the Flak Mage, they would also want secrets, so it's a little bit hard to make those secrets last. 3 mana secrets and trying to go for tempo and playing them together with synergy cards. That's just an equation that I have not been able to really solve. And I have played a bunch of Secret Mage in Descent and Galakrond's Awakening, but it just has been so lackluster. And while it gets a couple of really good tools, I'm not sure if those are enough to make it good. Then one alternative when you play Mage, I tried to make that Spell Mage work, and then I thought, okay, well, it can't really effectively burn the opponent, but maybe there are Mage decks that could. So what if you put in some Dragoncasters and a Kael'thas and some Pyroblasts in a deck, and you just burn the opponent down? This sort of freeze Mage deck. It can freeze the board repeatedly, draw some cards, discover some spells, cheat out burn, and it's all going to the face. This one is not using Alexstrasza. I don't think in the current meta that you have time to play Alexstrasza. You just can't spend 9 mana to do that. You can't. So then you just burn the opponent down all the way. I actually took this to the ladder. I replaced Evocation with a magic trick. Evocation is the only new card in this deck. And I won 4 games and I lost 3 games, so the concept sort of works. Just stall, delay. The Amazing Reno provides you with some hard removal after you have stalled long enough, and burn. However, the most likely mage deck to see play in Ashes of Outland is the same mage deck that sees play right now, which is the Highland Mage. The strategy of the deck will have to be completely different though. Right now Highland Mage is very focused. Get the Pocket Galaxy. Get those 1-mana minions, use Book of Spectres, use Stargazer Luna, draw a bunch of 1-mana minions and boom, you just overwhelm the opponent. The amount of tempo that you can put out is insane. You just fill your board with huge minions turn after turn. But that's all going away, because all of those cards are going away. So you need a new plan. And I have already actually played on ladder a burn-based Highland Mage occasionally, and it's doing fine. You can cheat out stuff with Dragoncaster, with Kael'thas. Just put in some burn into the deck, Frostbolt, Fireball, Pyroblast. You still have all sorts of discovery things going on. You get Evocation and you get Astromancer Solarian from the new expansion. So those are some excellent tools that you can add into the deck and off you go. There would also be an alternative way to build Highland Mage, which I don't really believe in, but should be mentioned, because of course without testing I can't really say for sure, which would be to continue using stuff like Total and Pilgrim and put in stuff like Deep Freeze into the deck. Because Total and Pilgrim is not that great when you have a bunch of burn spells in your deck. If you get a selection of burn spells and then they go anywhere, then that's not great. But if you don't do the burn route, then you could do the Pilgrim, you could do the Deep Freeze. You could try to just gain board control and win through that. But it's just that I believe that the burn route that's presented by this list is the superior alternative. So coming into Ashes of Outland, Mage is a pretty big question mark. Highland Mage is going to survive. It gets a couple of really good new tools. It loses the old Pocket Galaxy route, but there was already an alternative route available to the deck. The deck is fine. But what else? There's the pure spells, I don't believe in that. Secret Mage gets some tools, but it has been so abysmally bad lately that are those tools enough to make it good, bring it back? And then you can play stuff like Freeze Mage, which is mediocre right now, and depending on how aggressive Demon Hunter is going to be, it might even be bad in the future. Or it might continue to be mediocre. So Highland Mage looks like the real way to go if you want to climb with Mage in Ashes of Outland.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.